The airplane hummed. Tim settled into his first-class seat. He felt important. He deserved this, he thought. Years of hard work. A line of passengers shuffled past. Tim barely noticed. He was busy checking his emails. Important deals wouldn't wait. Then a voice. "Excuse me, sir?" An elderly lady stood beside him. She looked tired. Tim sighed, annoyed at the interruption. He hoped she wasn't going to ask him to move. The flight attendant hovered nearby, her eyes scanning the crowded cabin. "Sir, this lady needs a seat in first class. Would you mind switching?" Tim frowned, his brow furrowing deeply. "I paid for this seat," he said, annoyed, his voice tinged with irritation. The elderly lady looked at him pleadingly, her eyes filled with desperation. Tim avoided her eyes, feeling a twinge of discomfort. He felt a flicker of guilt, but he quickly brushed it aside, convincing himself he had every right to stay put. "I understand, sir," the flight attendant said, her voice tight with frustration. "But it's a medical situation," she added, hoping to appeal to his sense of compassion. Tim didn't care. He remained indifferent, his face a mask of stubbornness. He looked away, focusing on his phone, pretending to be engrossed in a game. The flight attendant, with a sigh, found another seat for the elderly woman, her expression one of resigned disappointment. Days later, Tim was at work. He had a big presentation. His boss, Mr. Anderson, introduced him to a new consultant. Tim froze. It was her, the lady from the plane. Amanda, Mr. Anderson called her, his mother. Tim's face burned with shame. He remembered his rudeness. He remembered how he ignored her. Amanda smiled kindly. She didn't seem to recognize him. Tim felt a surge of relief. Maybe she wouldn't tell Mr. Anderson. Section 4. An unexpected ally. The project was challenging. Tim was struggling. He felt overwhelmed by the sheer volume of tasks and the complexity of the project. Every day seemed like an uphill battle. He was used to working alone. Tim had always prided himself on his independence and ability to handle things on his own. One day, Amanda pulled him aside. She had noticed his struggle and wanted to offer her support. "I see you're working hard," she said. "How can I help?" Tim hesitated. He wasn't sure if he should accept her help. He didn't want her help, but he was desperate. The project deadlines were looming, and he knew he couldn't do it alone. He swallowed his pride and accepted her offer. Amanda was brilliant. Her insights and suggestions were invaluable. She had years of experience. Her expertise was evident in every piece of advice she gave. Tim learned more in a few weeks than he had in years. Her mentorship was transformative. He also saw her kindness, her patience. She never made him feel inadequate or foolish for asking questions. The way she treated everyone with respect. Amanda's approach created a positive and collaborative environment, making the office a better place for everyone. Section 5. Lessons in humility. In life, we often find ourselves in situations that test our character and values. The project was a success. The team celebrated their hard work and dedication, feeling on top of the world. Tim finally apologized to Amanda. It was a moment of vulnerability and courage. He told her about the plane incident. He admitted his selfishness and how he had acted without considering others. Amanda listened quietly. She didn't judge him. "We all make mistakes," she said. Her words were gentle, yet powerful. "What matters is that we learn from them. It's not about the mistakes we make, but how we grow from them." Tim realized the most important lessons weren't taught in business school. They were about empathy, about kindness, about putting people first. These were the true measures of success. He would never forget that flight. It was a turning point in his life. Or the woman who taught him more than just business. She taught him about humanity, and that was the greatest lesson of all.